10 seconds remaining.
Well, guys, and welcome to the Asia Communication League. We have a best of 3 beat. It's an exciting as this is the playoffs. Whoever wins this continues in the winners bracket, and whoever loses goes down to the losers. So it's quite exciting. For some reason, the admin messed up with the scores. We had a couple issues initiating Dodo. You know how it works. But Miracle did win the first game in a crazy back and forth. The Swordfish, I'm your caster for today. Hope you enjoy the cast. And just a small comment. I just saw this. Aero Access Gaming Buddy, you're the shown by Team Miracle as well. We have the Lina, Earthshaker, Ember Spirit, and the Grimstroke. So in this Team Miracle game, we have the Grimstroke to start off with a lot of... Oh, sorry, forgot to... There we go.
5 seconds remaining.
We have the Ember Spirit, Grimstroke to put a fair amount of pressure in the early game. And we don't know what the flex pick of Lina is going for. Is it Earthshaker 3? Is it Lina 2? Is it, Ember Spirit 1? Like, there's a pretty flexed lineup which allows you to win the lanes rather easily. It's not bad. And Miracle has a good amount of magical damage as well. So they have a good mix of magical and physical damage with the Earthshaker Ember, but it's most of the Grimstroke and Lina that are very high damaging supports with a fair amount of So, in general, Adroit is a pretty solid lineup. They have a pretty solid lineup of not being put out, and it's difficult for them to make too many mistakes. A Miracle has the burst damage to really, really push down all of the Adroit heroes, especially with the Lina and Grimstroke as your supports. So it's going to be difficult for Adroit to possibly save their heroes with this same. The mid lane. The Death Prophet seemed like a good idea. I like the Kunkka as well. Gives you a bit of... Can't really see the time. I hate when this happens, by the way. It happens all the time in Dota nowadays. Hopefully we can get it fixed. There we go. I don't know if that was even a pause. Reserve time is going now. So... Kunkka, I would like here in the mid lane. He does get crushed by the Lina mid, and this is the issue, right? Heroes that gank or beat the Ember in lane, like maybe Monkey King, the Kunkka mainly, even someone like OD, they can beat the Lina in lane, which is why flex pick by Miracle is so good. Oh, that's nice. I like that idea. So, you already have a way to save your Juggernaut, or in general to ensure that the stuns are not too impactful. Chocolate milk. We see that Adroit is going for a lineup where you get the stuns not too impactful because of the repel from the Omnite, because Juggernaut has that natural magic immunity. But the silence ensures you can't burn down heroes either if you do happen to catch them out. So you do have always this saving grace that will always ensure that your cores will survive. The silencer, yeah, definitely a very, very powerful pickup, and also a good win against both and Ember Spirit in the lane. Ooh, and you force a Dragon at Miracle. This is a very interesting draft by both teams. So Miracle now, they add some caster lineup as if they needed it. Every single hero in Miracle's lineup has some sort of slow, silence, or stun. Actually, they all have stuns or roots, actually, every single hero. You have a fair amount of damage, a really good mid-game, very consistent lanes with Ember Spirit and Dragon. And the only real difficulty here you have is how do you beat the Juggernaut Omnite combo, right? Which is very lethal at pushing down your towers. But Miracle is fantastic at pickoffs. They have a fantastic early and mid-game damage source as well. And The only thing that kind of missing is just a bit of push, even though Dragon Knight does guarantee that for you. I think their lineup's actually very, very solid. Whereas Droit here, they have a very different lineup. Just hoping for consistent team fights. They're going to win most team fights, taking advantage of Omni slash Guardian Angel and the Global Signs. Very big ultimates for team fights. They have less pick-off potential than Miracle, and definitely less pushing potential, but a much better 5-on-5. And they have a really good, consistent pushing potential as well. So, they're both showing some really good cards. I'm not actually sure who I'm siding with after seeing this draft. It does depend a lot. Miracle has the earlier proposition because they have a lot more kill potential early, but Droit can put much more pressure in lanes thanks to the Rubik and the Elder Titan. Boomy is amazing with Lina, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's amazing with the Rubik as well. And you have a good combination of physical, magical, and pure damage, which is rare, right? So Silencer here in the mid lane, I do question how well he's going to do against DK. He does have more attack damage than DK, so usually I'd benefit the Silence. I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, I think it's going to be a very good match. We already saw last match being absolutely fantastic, and teams didn't even have that great of lineups. So this match, with two very 5-on-5 lineups, you're going to... That's not presentation of both teams. Love these new screens. I'm glad they're kept. I thought these screens would be kept after TI, but these just screens would go tint. Well, these are much better. Dota's all about showcasing the beauty of your heroes, so you put them all like that, you know, like a 5-on-5 lineup.
99%.
Oh, Boomy, you are confident, especially after losing the first match. Even though the score is not, the score is in favor of Miracle. 1-0 in favor of Miracle. The Silencer mid has been played by a couple teams. I've seen Silencer mid and Silencer offlane being played by Infamous, for example. They do favor that hero a lot. We've seen Silencer mid played by Newbie as well. CTNC has played that before. So it is a hero that we've seen a couple times. Some pros experiment with him. But it's not easy, right? It's not an easy hero to play, because if you lose your lane or if you don't get a lot of kill or a couple kills early, you do fall behind rather easily.
30 seconds to battle.
So a lot of teams have decided to go for Midas on the Silencer just to encourage him to, you know, do better. Midas is nice because it also boosts your attack damage considerably with the extra attack speed. Hurricane Pike is definitely fantastic here from Mac. We'll see. Now, looking at the lanes, a lot of pressure. We're going to see Earthshaker offlane. So, a lot of pressure here in the offlane with Miracle. A lot of kill potential. Earthshaker Grimstroke in general has a lot of kill potential in this lane. They have the Fissure. This Banter is guaranteed. Yeah, good thing they decided to go for their own Banter. However, this is my favorite taunt in the whole game, by the way, the Omni Knight song. It's the Omni is going to have a pretty nice lane against the Ember, though. And this is where the strength comes. Oh, okay, it's going to be Ember, Grimstroke. Actually, I mean, honestly, any hero that comes to the stun together with the Earthshaker is nice. But Juggernaut's not particularly a hero that gets too bothered by the Earthshaker, because you can always Blade Fury some of the stuns away. Interesting, they decided to run the Rubik versus the Ember, and not run the classic Juggernaut Rubik lane. Which puts Natsumi in a worse position, because that means you can't really threaten kills, because Elder is not the best hero at combining with Juggernaut. You can put harassment up, but you can't really threaten kills. Well, these lanes are a bit hard to guess. I would say the pressure is definitely much more on Droit's side, but the kill potential is bigger on Miracle because of the amount of stuns they have. And honestly, every single hero having catch, every single hero having a stun is dangerous. Even with the Heavenly Grace, they can actually stun lock you this game. And that's the best way to counter Heavenly Grace. You go, well, an Omni can put out. With a massive amount of ridiculous. Lanes, for now, settled down a bit. They've gotten the first kills. Mainly the top lanes being aggressive for Artois, but we're going to see very consistent lanes, at least in the mid lane. Not much kill potential for either of these. And in the bottom lane, even though they did have kill potential and they have a ridiculous amount of catch, the ET can lose kind of fairly. So the top lane again, more movement. Boomy the target. They're going to go after him with that Flame Guard. Boomy. Heavenly Grace helping him out considerably. Flame Guard finally out. He still has one more side of this. But look at that Heavenly Grace. Why did he move back? He was hoping to get the Purification off. Oh, had he not moved back, he would have actually been able to survive. I don't know if that was a misclick or he thought the Purification was off cooldown, but his hit still had 2 more seconds. In the bottom lane as well. I love that our secondary channel is actually not modded. Let me just... In the bottom lane as well, Natsumi, he has disengaged from the Elder Titan, which is nice. They make sure the Earthshaker and Lina cannot promote or cannot acquire kills. Natsumi with the Blade Fury, they might run this as not a big deal. In the top lane, they actually do get a kill against Enter here. So Brimstone dies down. The unmet Rubik is at least working well for them. Unfortunately, the rest of the lanes for Artois are just kind of mediocre. And like I said, both for Peter, it's the 3 points into Breathe Fire. You control the lane much better. That's one of the difficulties that Silencer has on lane, but we'll talk about this in a second. Heavenly Grace here for Defeb. Look at how much damage he deals. It's a bit ridiculous. Fate Bolt so you can actually contest against the Omni. And now you're forcing rotations on the enemy team. They have to. But it's ideal. It's what you want as an Omni. But, you know, the Inkstone, they might be able to force a kill against Bog. That said, to help out with the Circle Raid, they needed more healing. Heavenly Grace is ready, but Bog cannot actually activate it. He's just going to be brought down by the damage. The Stomp, though, hopes to turn it around. Unfortunately, it comes a bit too late. He does get the extra damage, hoping to kill Enter. He will die for this, but CML is concentrating on Enter, and he does get that kill. Besides, Ember is not a kill I can get now. Has one last Stomp, but Ember will just finish him off with a triple kill for Defeb. What a win here. So, on the one hand, you do force rotations here, which is fine because Buck is hoping to get some of the aggro for the enemy team and force, waste their time. If you can get a kill down bottom against Fidus would be ideal because you would even out the score a bit. Boomy. Telekinesis, there's a Blade Fury ready. Not using it just yet. Fateful? No, it's not enough damage. It was close though, it was close. The issue with this is that usually getting the supports to rotate to the top lane, taking some aggro away from the safe lane is fine. Miracle won game 1. But at the same time, your mid laner is losing the lane in terms of last, so you don't win that lane automatically. So at best, you can win one lane out of the 3, which is not ideal. Right? So the Miracle, just because of how the mid lane is going, Miracle has much more rotational power. They have much more freedom to go and gank the top lane, to go and rotate to the bottom lane as well, to force something out of the jug. And later on, you'll have a DK, a hero that's great at getting pickoffs, that can easily kill the jug in your jungle by invading. And if DK is left along the lane, he always has the option of pushing the lane with your Elder Dragon form, and then just immediately take the advantage in terms of towers. Sumi, up we see an Omnisci shoots for Bai. They start the Blade Fury, onto Telekinesis, but no need. Bai is at the mercy of this Juggernaut. Natsumi slices and dices and they get an important kill there. Bok. Man fighting the Ember till his death. Heavenly Grace ready for Jafet. You can't really throw it in. There's no Syrian Chains. Assuming it's Heavenly Grace spells them, so that's why you're not thinking about that. No Guardian Angel though either, so doing the typical build where you max the Purification and Heavenly Grace early. Now we're talking about booming the mid lane. I don't think you can kill Peter, especially now with the build Silencer went for. How much damage, honestly. Top lane, though, they do CML. They just rotate onto him. And yeah, Peter can just withstand all this damage, even as a magic wand, in case you really want to play aggressive against him. And you're taking control of the high ground now as Miracle. So this is important. You take control of the high ground, you stop this rotation in this area, right? Which is the safest. It's the safest jungle to farm. You make sure that if they wanted to rotate this way against the DK, it was impossible, so they had to rotate this way at best, which means that you were rotating through the tower anyway. So DK had a lot of freedom to push his tower pretty safely. It's tough, honestly. Like they haven't been map control this game. Miracle's doing a good job. This early game is much better than last game, honestly. At Troyes, they come in top seed, but last game they didn't look so strong. A lot of mistakes done, and Miracle, very good. What did I just watch?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Echo Slam really for the creeps? Like, guys, he just Echo Slammed the creeps. He Echo Slammed the creeps.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nay.
Okay, Natsumi going for Blade Fury. Find the Lina, killed off the Lina with that Fate Bolt as well. Okay, so that's another support dead. Now the Fissure stolen by the Rubik. Good job, as you get the stomp off. But that Fissure, you need to learn from the Earthshaker. That's not the best Fissure, but you do give the kill to Mac. Force 2 intelligence. Mac, okay, he's 4 years old. Imagine this. Mac is 3 years old. He just went into preschool. He's learning to count, guys. He is slow. Peter, the next target. But do they have a stun actually? Yes, they do! That is a good Fissure. Boomy coming right in, saving this potential kill. They need more slows though. The Arcane Curse is not sufficient. Peter's withstanding all this damage. They bring him back. They want to steal his intelligence. And there we go. Silencer. Slowly. From Nursey to pre-K. He's ready. This guy's going up the ranks. Got the net worth now, so we see how they're doing. Ember Spirit with a 5. Okay, he's leading. He's gonna be the space creator here for Miracle. This is important. Him plus Lina can actually do a lot of stuff in the early game. And you do need a space creator when you play Earthshaker off lane. There's the stomp. Enter. He does have the Inkswell, but they're waiting for it. Oh, he just gets stunned because he waited the Inkswell out. He still gets silenced, but they get the kill. That's fine. And Silencer's starting to put some aggression, I hope. He's going for Rod of Athos Billicus. Very mid-gaming oriented Silencer. And Natsumi will go now for the tower down. Bottom. Tier 1 to fall. And he's going to go for a Maelstrom first.
Under attack.
As the Earthshaker comes by, he does have the haste rune ready. He can get initiation. He does have the Echo Slam, and this time it's not going to be used on creeps. This Rubik looks like a juicy Echo Slam target, but no, the Fissure stops him. The Global Silence that with the Omni Slash. There is a counter initiation ready, and they might actually kill Tibet. Last one will just trigger. They give him the Inkswell, but now the counter initiation will double the group play. Earthshaker wants it. Echo Slam to the face. Bai dies for this. Is it worth it? It's not. He just walked in, too excited to use that Echo Slam. Does nothing with it, unfortunately. And they still breathe fire. That's actually a very good spell to steal. A lot of damage in area. Maelstrom for Natsumi. Ready?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, sorry about the meme earlier about the Echo Slam onto the creeps. It's fine if you're not going to use it in the early. It's a very valuable skill though when you have a Juggernaut as the Blade Fury, because it's the only 0 cast point stun. So it's okay. Also, we did see an Echo Slam just now that did nothing, so it's fine if you're going to do that. Sometimes to farm quickly. And the bottom lane, they're going for Peter. They're trying to do a stomp. Peter evades it wonderfully. Peter has to be careful. Buck can man fight pretty much anyone in this game. He's going for pipe first as well to reduce a lot of the early game potential that the Ember and the Lina have. Really clever. DK fell behind a bit, but Silencer's even further behind. Silencer really needs to get some farm. That's why I don't mind the Midas on the Silencer. He has no natural farming abilities. They do not have on the slash, but they do have a Blade Fury. Are they going to go for a buy? That's a lot of damage. Blade Fury. Buy. And just get away, Boomy. You're a bit too far in. You just went inside the wolf's mouth and they started chomping.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now, in the bottom lane, another aggression against Peter. The dance. Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? He's thinking they're both dancing. It's a dance-off. We're watching the get down between Peter and CML. But CML has his homies with him. But Natsumi is a bit difficult to actually be aggressive against him. And they're actually reducing Peter's farm considerably here. And they're forcing him out of lane, they're forcing him to the safe triangle. He doesn't have Dragon level 2, so he can't really go for the Ancient Creeps just yet. Go for a Radiance now. As the DK build. It's very typical Kunkka Radiance, DK Radiance. That item's actually really, really strong, so we see it on these kind of heroes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And yeah, it's an alright timing. I mean, the Silencer actually recovered surprisingly well for being a Silencer. That's what I'm most surprised about. He's still only 6 intelligence though. There's the Global Silence. A bit late, should just done it before he TP'd, but he wanted to be as impactful as possible. In comes Peter. There's no Rock Matrix just yet. He's gonna go for it. Oh no, Silencer. I was just praising you. There's the Guardian Angel though, saving from some damage. That's a good Echo Slam. Includes the neutrals as well. But the Guardian Angel saving him completely. And then thanks to the Heavenly Grace, Magnus healing back up. There's a magnificent stomp showing Urshigar how it's done. But there is no ultimate to combine that. Boomy now joins the fray. He's gonna be stunned by the Ink Swell from behind. Now he starts to buy the team fight. And they go for Peter. Peter starts to TP. Can he stop the TP? Death is the best of stuns. Peter's done for. And Boomy goes further. Attacks enter. He loses Buck in the process, but it's okay because I just give him max of intelligence. This boy's finally graduating preschool right into elementary. He wants more. He wants to kill against Jafed, but he's alone. Jafed's going into the Roshan pit and Mac acknowledges he cannot kill him. He's just gonna let him go.
Dire's top tower is
Mac is doing quite nice for now though. He has recovered nicely in that team fight. Honestly, those kills are important just because if you're playing Silencer, all that you care about early is can you please get me some kills early? If you get Silencer some kills early, you can actually be a massive force to be reckoned with. Now you have Atos, which gives you some nice catch. You also have the BKB next, and you can go for Nags, which is not crazy, to have some impact here coming in the mid game when everyone goes for their BKBs. Yes, the damage against silence targets is fine, but BKB, Glaze of Wisdom, Piercing Spell immunity is pretty good. CML, the stomp is not going to come out. This time this dance off is going to be won by the Ember in a beautiful Ice Strike array with Look Winner's Blade. Can it stop Natsumi? They get the Ghost off. It has no Blade Fury, no Omni Slash. Natsumi is at the mercy of Jafeb. Yet another kill, this time Miracle. They know, you want to win a team fight with Silencer? You want to force Juggernaut to fight early? Fine. We have an Ember that's much more impactful early, and he has his Maelstrom. The issue though is Miracle, they need to recover on Peter. He finally has that Dragonet 4 level 2, and it's inching closer and closer to that Radiance. We need more stacks here though. What is this? 2 stacks? Come on, Enter. Yeah, he's realized. Gotta be near here, gotta get a triple stack at least for the DK, so you can actually get the use out of this level 2 Dragonite. I remember back in the day where Dragonite used to, like back in the early days, like Tier 3, Tier 4, Dragonite used to skip the first 2 levels of his Dragon form because they were garbage, and you just used to get at the end because you'd rather have all the other spells in Dragon form. And the only reason you would ever go for level 2 Dragon form is because you could farm the Ancients with it, because it didn't give the good poison, and you don't really care about Corrosive Breath that much. You used to get the level 1, sorry, and then you used to skip level 2 unless you used to get level 1 and then skip level 2 unless you needed the ancient farming, because the splash was useless and you didn't really care about that level 2. Now that because you would lose the poison poison with level 2 as well, so you couldn't push the towers effectively.
Radiant's top
Massive
tower
change.
is under
Long time ago, guys. Okay, now the way you play the DK, even if you do go for the obviously the level 2 form, is you want Radiance early to be able to out-farm on the enemy team. And you go for your insane talents, because Radiance allows you to farm effectively and get early talents. And yeah, there's another reason why this Silencer is so good, is Omnight actually covers Silencer's weaknesses very well. He has no mobility, and he likes to go for Athos early, so you don't even have the Hurricane Pike anymore as a mobility item. Heavenly Grace saves you here. Also, the constant Silencer of Ember makes sure that he can't do these, like, crazy plays. In fact, Silencer is one of the best heroes to deal with an Ember with an Aghanims, because you last word him, he Remnants away, he wants Remnant back in, he can't, because you just last word him. So you have to use a Yule Scepter or Lotus Orb to actually dispel that silence. And that means that you lose 2.75 seconds, or sorry, 2.5 seconds of your time. And Lotus Orb is garbage on Ember anyway, so you're never gonna buy it. You don't actually have any good Lotus Orb carries actually on Team Miracle. Goes for the Flame Guard DPS. Okay. That's interesting.
Dire are scanning.
You go for the Flame Guard DPS because you know Searing Chains won't last too long because of the annoying Heavenly Grace. Oh my god. Stuns for days. They find 2 supports in the CM. It's like, please, 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 please. I just want to get away. I swear to God, I won't touch you anymore. Please don't attack me. CML, though, you went a bit too far, and Bulk actually rotates in just to save him. They have 5 heroes down bottom. Big commitment here from Team Miracle. Juggernaut rotates as well. He's like, guys, let's fight. But they just wasted Earth Splitter. He got Radiance on the DK. Bounty runes go the way of
Middle tower is under
Team Miracle. I don't think that was a good rotation by the Jug, honestly. I mean, you gave Max some farm, but that's it.
I'll take that. Coin for me.
Miracle's actually controlling the better the flow of the game right now, the tempo. Yes, you're not managing to get the Silencer to stop farming, but I mean, he's gonna farm slowly anyway, so it's fine. Your DK got a good timing on the Radiance, now you're starting to outfarm the Silencer as expected. You're making sure that the enemy team always has Jug +1, which is a waste of time for especially Omnight, because he's not a support. He has to go Midas just so he can cover the Jug and not lose too much farm. You got a good timing on your eyes, your Ember's being impactful where it needs to be. Japan, what are you doing there? He's confident. I think that was way too confident. He had Omni Slash, but he has Remnants. Oh, he actually does not have Remnants. He just went in without Remnants. They could have killed him with an Omni Slash. They weren't aware of this. Oh no, he has a Remnant there now. Okay, yeah, he has a Remnant. I could have been in kill Ember, but obviously enemy team did not have that information. They thought, well, he must have a Remnant somewhere. It's not like the Ember's gonna walk in here with a Remnant and commit suicide, right? But yeah, that was the strategy. BKB, close to complete on Silencer, so that's a big, big win for them. As now you can, when he has BKB, he can just, you know, hit whatever he wants easily. He's maxed Arcane Curse and Global Silence with Glaze of Wisdom, which shows that his early game wasn't too strong. Luckily, the Phantom Miracle has a lot of control, but you have an Omnight, means you have a counter to this kind of lineup. Natsumi with the Heavenly Grace, they help him out. DK throwing in. Radiance annoys your push so much, and by he might not have a Blink Dagger, but he has an Axe, and he's just looking for the jump, Hulk Slam. GG. Okay. DK. Hey, don't stop. Alright, the stop off the Silence. In trouble. There's the Omni Slash though. For the DK. He's withstanding it nicely. Jug has been leashed, so has been the Silencer. For now, a lot of ultimates have been used, but zero impact on these ultimates. However, Bai is looking for the counter initiation. He can jump in. He got his CML. Nice vision to cut their paths away. But there's a global silence. They were waiting for that. Ember's forced to use the Yule Scepter defensively to catch him with Electric Array. Now the Electric Array is stolen by the Rubik, which means extra stun time. Now the Echo Sun to cancel the Silencer. Mac about to die. He's killed him with a brief fire. And he cannot stop the hook. We're now jumping around for the Guardian Angel. May reduce his damage. As now, Bai alone has to get the Fissure. Gets the kill into the Elder Titan. But at the cost of what? At the cost of the potential death of the DK. Please have another beautiful Electric Array. They can continue this. Rubik stole the DK form, but he's also going to die in it. And Natsumi is forced to Blade Fury TP as they catch the last remnants of this team fight. The only Scraggler and Omni Knight to be He's Searing Chained and killed off. So many good attempts there by Adwa, sorry, but Miracle with a huge advantage in that team fight. Unkillable, much better control with the Earthshaker. And of course, the DK Radiance, I mean, he's just unkillable. He's just so hard to kill. He's dealing damage. They ensure that they miss most of their attacks. Ember also making sure that the Global Silence is not too effective on him with a nice timing on the Eul Scepter. He's going for Ags right after this. So I mentioned, right, Silencer's a double-edged sword. You pick him up, like, he's good in theory if you manage to get good items on him early, a good amount of intelligence. You don't get that, you're kind of at the mercy of the enemy team. Because in this case, the enemy team has a lot of catch. Silencer hates that the enemy team has a lot of catch. That's why it's not that great, right? If you're up against a team that lets you hit, fantastic. You have Glaives of Wisdom, you deal ridiculous amount of damage. But if the enemy team is not letting you hit because they're stunning you constantly, you're screwed. Another point to be mentioned here. Like, you need a good lane, and DK completely cancelled your good laning phase. Part of the idea of getting Silencer mid is, oh, I'm gonna win my lane easily. In fact, it was a good pick because it wasn't last pick, and you're thinking, right, it's either Lina or Ember mid. It's most likely Lina or Ember mid. So you pick a Silencer, cancels both. Like, Silencer's good against Lina and Ember. Outlasts Lina, harasses an Ember so much he wants to cry back home to his mother. However, the Silencer, in this case, is fighting a DK. DK doesn't care about your harassment. DK, you're not gonna outlast a DK. Come on, let's be realistic. So Peter has the lane of his life. Peter cancels Silencer's farm to some degree. He gets a good amount of denies. Just looking at it for a second, you'll see, I mean, 9 denies, good enough in the early game to slow down the Silencer ever so slightly. And the Silencer doesn't have the domination you're looking for. You don't have the great amount of, you don't have the stall potential that you were looking for either. You're not reducing the lane mid laner's farm either. So the impact of an early game Silencer is lost. You still have the mid game powerhouse of the Global Silence though. So this game is definitely not over by any means. It's a bit tough because you're lacking one of your cores. Silencer needs to have a lot of items to be impactful, and his farming speed is a bit slow. Okay, we're going for a shot. But the thing is, Silencer as well, he's been stuck in grade school for a while, right? Like, sorry, elementary for a while. You know, he's been in first grade, second grade, but the math is just difficult for math. He can't get more intelligence. He's stuck there. The teachers aren't good. He thinks they hate him. So he's not really advancing either in terms of damage. Jafet goes in. He's trying to just get the sword shot. That's the end of the cancel on potential initiation. Telekinesis as well. They want to kill him. They put him to sleep, but I don't think you can actually do much more than this. They have the BKB now with 10 seconds on the sign, so it's going to be very impactful as well. Buck guarding Greaves as well, important. Make it much more tanky. However, that Heaven's Hovered on Peter plus the Radiance, you don't have an evasion talent, but who cares? Like, you don't need that, really. You are so hard to hit, and if they do hit you, you have Dragon's Blood to begin with. Physical damage is essentially non-existent against you. And the beauty of this evasion build is that it's fantastic against a Silencer. Oh, Mac, he got forced to Global Silence. Not the best Global Silence, but at least he deals some fair amount of damage to Peter. They're going for Peter first, but Peter, it's just such a hard target to kill. He's withstanding all of this. Jafet dispelled the silence of the Eul Scepter, and they did nothing. Counter initiation silence together with a BKB, nothing. Look for more here from Miracle. They're looking for a pickoff still. Take advantage of the Lina, take advantage of the DK. You have a great pickoff potential, or Shaker as well. Right, with that Aghanim's with now soon to be the Eul Scepter to dispel that silence. The only reason why they haven't been going crazy with the smokes is because Global Silence is always a present. Right? You can always turn the smoke around with a Global Silence. That's the threat here. That's why Silencer has been useful. You can't be run over by Miracle's lineup, but you're also not out farming them. So you're not taking advantage of this threat of the Global Silence too much either. Now Natsumi with Mjolnir and Maelstrom, Mjolnir and Manta style, you're starting to get a chance. You get a Blink Dagger soon, you're starting to arm up, and you're going to be able to do some damage.
Be fearless.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know if this is the right play. They're playing really aggressively. They have a really good offensive ward here. I don't know if they're going to notice this. Like, the Grimstorm was just here in the middle of the lane. Why was he in the middle of the lane? Clearly they put the ward down. This ward is so crucial. It allows you to essentially just jump in from behind with full security that there's nobody behind them. It's actually important. Can they punish this aggression? I mean, you have the DK farming down in the bottom lane. I don't know if he wants to join. He has a TP. They could fight this. Vi is cutting the lane. Intelligent. Backdoor won't save you though, so this cutting the lane won't do much except for stop this push. They have so much vision in this area, I think it's time to fight. Global Silence though makes this a bit difficult. By start the Yule Scepter. Yeah, CML, you just went invisible right in front of a sentry, buddy. Okay. They can still kill him. Fissure to finish off CML.
Turn away your
Jafed. Careful. Okay, there's a Global Silence to cancel, but was that a Glimmer Cape to save him from the Omni Slash, and he's still lasting this? He's not able to finish off. They're able to finish him off in time. Peter now fighting, but it's against the Guardian Angel, sorry. As the Guardian Angel's ready, the counter initiation's good, but Lightstriker Razor stopping the initiation here by Adwa. Adwa going further, hoping to get by or bet Peter. But by, he has Echo Slam, you gotta be careful. Natsumi activates that Void Fury in time. There's the Battle of the Ember, he wants to fight again, but GML also joins the fight. And they go, Mac, oh no, the Scraggler, he's in the wrong position. Peter joins in, Dragon Tail's ready, and Mac has been controlled. Mac has been denied. Goodbye to him as Natsumi, the next target, is Searing Chains, might have to dispel them. Natsumi gets away in time as Peter manages to get a tier 2. Or should be able to get a tier 2 now that the Mac is dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The catch on Miracle makes it so that even though you have a great counter initiation, they can just kite you around once you use it. The idea behind Guardian Angel, the idea behind the Global Silence is that at any point you can just go, right, I got this, it's not a problem. I'm just gonna go for a kiting strategy. They got the Guardian Angel, they got the Global Silence, great. We use Yule Scepter to dispel them, and you stun them with a few heroes that can dispel the Global Silence in time, immediately kill them afterwards, right? You just wait it out. Adwa doesn't have the initiation right after the counter initiation. Okay, you use Guardian Angel. What do you do now? Do you have some catch? I mean, not really. You only have an Echo Stomp, and enemy team can evade it entirely. I guess you can run of Atos them and stop them, but that's not great either. You need to have that secondary catch. And if you catch the DK, for example, what does that do? Peter's not gonna die, he's immortal, essentially. Also, this has happened before, CML learned. He went for the Flame Guard DPS, he deals a ridiculous amount of damage per second. There's no Soul, Caress, ready. The question of a better late game is a bit difficult to answer, to be honest, in this game. I see a lot of discussion here, but it's a bit difficult because on one hand you have... I mean, Silencer is technically an infinite scaling hero, but he's not getting the scaling at all. And late game kills become harder, so the idea is that unless the Miracle commits a lot of mistakes, Silencer will not be as useful. The lineup, however, for Adwa has better supports for the late in general. As Grimstorm and Lina do fall off a bit because they're I mean, Grimstorm not so much, but Lina, yes, the damage is not so relevant late game. She's still good, but, you know, not the same level of Rubik or Nellar Titan. Omni-Knight does have a really nice Guardian Angel, fantastic on late game. So you do have that. However, Miracle have a Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight is actually a fantastic carry in the late game, especially with the talent of 10 gold per minute. He just farms like crazy, and it's very difficult to catch up to him. He has a lot of versatility. Ags is actually really good at him, and he can go for the Blessing as well. Ember similarly, and even Earthshaker is a much better team fight, right? And that's the issue. When it comes to the late game, even though the counter initiation is strong on Adwa, and Global Silence has a higher impact in late because the team fights last less time, and you have catch from your items rather than from the heroes, the biggest issue here for Adwa is you don't have the team fight. And team fight is actually one of the main things that determines late game. So how do you really get the pickups? How do you get the quick kills? You need to get every single hero in your team to build up side devices, Rod of Atoses, etc., Bashers, whatever it is. And then once you have those, then you can have a decent initiation. And I think it's actually quite even, honestly. Because Jug is also a very good late game carry. Omnislash is ridiculous in the late game. Omnet doesn't really fall off. He's quite nice as well. Silencer, like I said, infinite scaling, right? And you do have some nice talents, level 20, 25. So it's tough. It's not like a guaranteed win by either team. It depends a lot on mistakes. It depends a lot of on who initiates and how well you can take advantage of certain tools each game has. Because the counter initiation will always be better for Artois, and the initiation will always be better for Miracle. So can Miracle withstand the counter initiation? That's the real question in these team fights. Also, their vision has been fantastic until this vision, that's like a bit weird but offensive enough, allows them to get the better, like the upper hand of the team fights, because they're the ones that are initiating. And even if the global silence comes out, by the time that the enemy team has realized and pressed that R button, they've already gotten their first kill, and that puts them at such a disadvantage. Meanwhile, they also initiate with DK in a very consistent way, which is impressive, right? Peter's always the front line of that team fight, and you can't kill DK. We've seen it, so it's tough. However, we'll see late game Jug with Omni Slash, that's always scary. 1 second Omni Slash duration with a Basher and Scotty, yeah, that's not easy to blast, even as DK.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay, you take a tower down bottom. The push is also better, I would say, on Miracle with a DK pickup. So that's a huge point as well. You do much more with a team fight than the enemy team does. So a team fight won by Team Miracle right now means a lot more than a team fight won by Artois, because the objectives that Miracle can take are better or easier or faster than what Artois can take. Until you get a Solar Crest on the Omnet. However, another point that you made about Artois' draft, since we're going back and forth here trying to make a debate with myself, it's been odd. Solo casting, the craziness of it. Since Artois is going for the consistent pushing thing, they can have a late game where they just kind of push with a Jug with a Blade Fury, use the Solar Crest to boost his damage, the Guardian Angel to make sure, or the Heavenly Grace to make sure he doesn't die, and just push consistently, while you have your team in the backlines to, kind of protect you against any sort of initiation. And the onus will be on Miracle to try to stop him from doing this. So that consistent push is something Artois was looking for from the early game, and it can happen the later this game goes. Okay, this is really bad. You just caught the enemy initiation. Essentially, they missed the Earth Split. Can they still stop him? They should be able to. Oh no, he jumps away! Rubik stole it! He has the Aghanim's now! Is that an offensive force? Who forced at them? It wasn't the Grim. Shit, I don't think that was what they meant to do, but they catch the Rubik. Global Silence a bit too late. That's what I was talking about. By the time you press the R, Rubik is already gone. And this was your chance to win this. You had to kill Bai, you had a good team fight, but you didn't do it in time. You couldn't cancel his enchant totem. You didn't predict it. You should have spread around and ensure that you could have killed Bai no matter where you went. Okay, he's coming in with double damage. It's hard to kill, but he's not actually immortal. I was joking about this. Starting to use and enters the swallowing of that Omni Slash. Look at that damage from the Juggernaut. Slices and dices through the Grimstroke. But DK, the last of the dragons, he's still surviving. There's a reason why these mythological beings are not extinct in the world of Dota.
Yes.
The Roshan is an option, but I mean they have a Solar Crest, so they have the better Roshan taken. I don't think anyone has Solar Crest, no. They have the better Roshan taken here for Artois with a Solar Crest. That's 100%. And Jug deals a bit more damage to the Roshan objective than say DK. And now Jug is starting to come online. Really late, he's starting to become like ridiculous. With the omens we just saw, become very powerful. They just don't slide a fist. How? Oh, but they can control them. Nice extra from the echo, something happening. But on the global silence this time, which means they're fighting without the special silence. The match will be initiated, no echoes sticking out. And Silencer is starting to work out for them. Peter stopped that as that's what he wants to kill, but they're lacking the Omni Slash. Actually, by the Heavenly Grace, Peter the target, the last word. They lack the catch, but that Storm keeps catching him. He's under a sentry, they can still fight this. They have a tough time. Boomy. After Jafeb, he's out of remnants. And Boomy, he wants to get revenge. All those times you killed me, says Boomy. I'm gonna show you the fire. Oh yeah, jokes. I thought you were gonna have a remnant, whatever. Haha. So, Team Miracle there. They do lose the Earthshaker. Yes, that's important actually, because now you don't have initiation. Then it's Echo Slam off. And by the time the Roshan is taken, they have the global silence, so you cannot fight this. You also have the Omni Slash in 30 seconds for Juggernaut. This is really important. If that comes with cheese, or there's something major to Mac. Hey, forward, that's to me. Please give a piece to Mac. There we go, he needs it. All of a sudden, Artois in the lead.
No sorceries avail healing and harm.
See how the added progression is going for the DK. He is going to get Satanic. Yeah, so the next team fight where Scotty's already finished up the job. The fact that DK has this talent of 210 gold per minute and a Radiance, and he's only 3,000 ahead of the Jug is impressive, right? Like, Jug is doing a good job. Oh, that Axe on the Lina. Hello, double Laguna's playing with Soulbind. Whew, that is going to hurt. And I don't care if you play for the Soulbind play, I'm still gonna Laguna's play the target. Bye in the trees, bye. No, this is not the place you want to be. They go for vehicles to control him, and BKB used so he doesn't get hexed himself. That was actually a good use of the BKB. He knew that Lotus Orb was there, he's gonna hex himself, so just BKBs, ensure that this kill happens. Killing the Earthquake is so crucial, and they can kill the... No, this is impossible. They can't also get the Ember. I mean, they're chasing after him, they just stole Enchant Toad of this Rubik. Boomy is the MVP of both matches, Jesus Christ. Even if he lost the first one, I don't care. This guy, he's one hole in my heart. No, his place, not a hole. He's not a bullet.
Is under attack.
He's one place in my heart. Yon next for DK. Okay, the first actual damaging item. He's goes to level 25. I do wonder if 2 seconds of Dragon Tail is what he gets, because it's actually quite useful. You're already going for the full catch team. Getting extra stun is definitely a good thing, even if heavily based off this fellow. Okay, take away those wards. Gem on Omnet. Okay. He has going for the Axe. Axe is actually really important. It gives you another source of healing. The 60 HP regen per second is not bad at all. It's global, and it always affects... 40, sorry, not 60. It affects buildings, which means that pushing becomes much harder for Miracle. And yes, Miracle, I said that they have decent push, but they don't have the fastest push. Like, they just have an okay push on the DK, man.
Invisibility.
Only with the Axe.
Whoops.
Natsumi has the blow ready, Blade Fury as well. As it almost says with double damage, has to be very careful here. And that's what I was talking about. Natsumi just pushes the high ground Solar Crest. He can't be killed, but easily. DK, you're not God anymore. Like, they have the damage to deal with you. They actually... I don't know if they use the Air Splitter. No. That's just a... My bad. I thought I heard the Air Splitter. So they're at least controlling the high ground well. Grimstroke and Lina have a really good high ground defense. So does the DK with a Bird Fire. But any second, Natsumi can just walk in, almost touch the person. And they're retreating. They're deciding. I mean, it's so difficult to push this high ground against Team Miracles. This is going to be a long game, no matter what happens. Lovely. 3 long games with this best of 3. I mean, sorry. Whew. You never know. Miracle can still win this for sure. But they're losing their effectivity, right? Because, like I said, when you go into the late game, even if your team doesn't have much catch, you can start building catch in ways to deal with it, right? So BKB stopped the amazing amount of stuns of Miracle, and you can build catch like Isis, which we've seen on Impactful has been on the Silencer, so you can recover. And Silencer, man, he's almost graduated from school. He's getting to university, you know, he's thinking of studying something like business, you know, he's not the smartest guy, but he wants to make a career for himself. 18 intelligence is a start.
Regeneration. Illusion.
Okay. For now, everyone's just farming. There's some core items that we're looking for. I mean, what does DK really need? He's going for Mjolnir, which actually, sorry. He really will get amplified damage with that. Seeing Ags, yes, and Refresh. That will boost the damage on Silencer and also make him less vulnerable to BKBs. Ember, the Octarine Cold build, no surprise there. Oh, okay. Is this an initiation? This is a trap for Natsumi. It's not gonna kill him. They have Heavenly Grace. I don't think this is the play. They try. No, they went for the Dragon Blood Weapon, so no Dragon Tail. And he goes with a Glimmer Cape. That Glimmer Cape doesn't last that long. Yeah, I think you're just wasting your time here. Because even if you did try to stun him, they got Heavenly Grace and Card Angel to save him. And you saw a Soul so you knew there was a Omni nearby, that's why you didn't push. At least you're cutting the lane, but you do have the lane of Curse here, and this Juggernaut pushes fast enough to just destroy the tier 3.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay, Boomy stole Last Array and completely killed himself. He was trying to stop them from taking the tower. In fact, now they actually win. They took the tower by creep skipping. I had not seen this. They took the tower by creep skipping and being the backdoor protection. Sorry, no. They didn't beat the backdoor protection. They creep skipped here. They killed Boomy, and then they took the tower on top here, tier 2. And they stopped the team from taking their own tier 2. Ooh, I mean, this is not good. We're not looking good. Global Side's not going to save him here. He doesn't have Heavenly Grace. Guard Angel used just to save himself. Oh, the counter initiation can still come out. The stun. Here comes the Ember with the axe. Super fast remnant, but the hex straight up. Slice and dice the pig. Turn him into pork. They get him. Ember's down for 120 seconds, and they still haven't killed anyone. Finally getting the out-time in the process. You have an Echo Sun Pipe ready for it by Echo Sun to control. Keep the Omni in place. Too many stuns. Omni Knight can't even move. Nobody cares if you kill the Ember. He just comes right back and hunts you in your dreams, assuming they have the Searing Chains. You're not played Fury yet, and here comes the Chain Stun fast. Try to move. It's impossible. Heavenly Grace force. They might still be able to kill him. They're jumping after him. They do everything they can. Catch that Sumi. Murder the last of his kind. And Omni Knight will follow his footsteps right into the grave. Team Miracle showcasing why they picked 5 heroes with catch. It's impossible to beat this kind of lineup, and Miracle's 7k lead. It's not looking good. You just lost your Jug. Omnet is dead. He died back for this, just so he could try to save the Jug. And now Peter is pushing the bottom lane, but they're also pushing the middle lane. They managed to stop a middle lane push, but it's okay. They will catch the ET again. 80 seconds without him, and it's not good. Natsumi still has the Omni Slash. She can't fight here. Oh no, he's so dependent on that ultimate. And the Silencer still takes 24 seconds to come back in. They can take all the lanes of Rax. They're not afraid. They have Dragon Force ready as well. In 8 seconds, Echo Slam hasn't been wasted here. Or it has been, but he has it again.
Radiant's middle has fallen.
And now, with a Dragon Form, they can push the last lane of Rax. Silencer's almost back. He hasn't come back with Global Silence. He might have gone to university, but now he's unemployed. He's not getting those jobs. And soon he'll lose his only job, which is as a hero in the game of Dota. Silencer just got rooted and silenced actually. They're trying to stop the DK, it's impossible. Mega creeps are here. Miracle.
Radiant's top barrier.
They might just get this too low.
Now have mega creeps. Radiant's top shrine is under attack. Radiant's top shrine.
Take the shrines and then go for the Roshan. This Roshan, either Refresher or Ags. Refresher means amazing double Echo Slam, always a good thing. Ags means super DK. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you want to go for the Dragon Form. I'm just waiting for the Roshan, knowing how important it is. And it's here. There we go. Refresh. Okay, double Echo Slam. I think this is even better than the Aghanim's DK.
Haste.
Refresher on Lina? Okay, Jesus Christ. I would say you might be able to give Refresher Shark to the Laguna, but in this case, screw that. You have your own Refresher.
Radiant.
This Lina is so farmed. She is more farmed than the Omni Knight. Sen was like, I liked the Boomy game last time. Can I be carried too? Sure, dude, whatever. Shadowblade to be a Silver Edge on Dragonhead. This is really important. The Silver Edge, you take away the Jug, it's critical, and that's actually major source of damage for Jug, especially in the late game. Bye. Now they go. Ember initiated. Oh, the hex him right up again, turning him into port, but they're surviving for now. The DK, he has the axe upgrade. He's ready to fight this. Look at him, he's gone. But the Black Dragon is beaten by the Guardian Angel and needs a second Laguna Blade for now. It just seems like Miracle can't fight this until the end. It looks at DK, but it comes with the Eggleton Spirit Bomb. It's enough to clean up the Jug away. However, they themselves have lost 2 cores and they might lose the support as well. The first to die is the Lina. What was this team fight? It was just... It was just impossible there to fight that. Miracle. 3 heroes they've lost, sure. At the expense of a Jug, I mean, and the Mayor Creeps are here. Like, you don't have your Mayor Creep pusher. They have no buybacks, unfortunately, anyone. I was just so excited with the Black Dragon that I'm sorry, I lost the plot of the team fight entirely. At least Ags will soon be completed on Buck. That's going to give him a bit more of the high ground defense. He really... Heavenly Grace cooldown means double Heavenly Grace. You can also use that. That's pretty nice. It's two sources to spell. For now, probably going to wait for the... Oh, they're not even taking an extra shot. This could have been an extra shot instead, right? I'm pushing, but whatever. Sure. They fought in a bit too far in, I think, Miracle. They didn't need to do that. They got the kill on the Jug, which is what they were looking for, though. As long as Jug is dead, you pretty much win, right? You don't really care about the rest of them, because they can't push against Mayor Creeps. Back. Find the Roshan. And kill with a solo crit. Actually, max deals with ridiculous amount of damage. Okay, he is graduate university. Come on. Summa cum laude. He got the physics degree. Peter just gonna walk in. Oh, casual stun. Casual stun. Should have done it before he activated BKB. Could have just killed him. Now they're in a pickle because of the global sign. The Laguna Blade hurts. It's a Bio Rubik. DK's fighting to the end, but Peter, I don't know if you can manify the signs that easily, honestly. Go for the last word. Now the leech. Double Laguna's Blade. They have no pressure to go. But they can still keep Brock with the Echo Sign controlling both of them. Mac fighting to the death. And his death it will be. As they finish off the Omni, they get the silencer as well. They do stun out the Rubik. Are they aware that he's there? Glimmer Cape is not going to save him here. Earthsplur getting some space. Boom is also gone. Buyback immediate. That AT dies. Actually, no, where to get killed him. And the Black Dragon's right to fight. They're going to finish up for Rubik quickly. Peter, go further. Go for the racks. Natsumi, it's all up to you. You have to get the Omni Slash of the Aegis, and I don't think it's going to happen, buddy. I don't think it's going to happen. They have way too much control. Try even getting out of your base. There we go. Matrix will do the trick. Miracle. Number 2. 2-0 in favor of Miracle. Win the best of 3. Stay winners and send a 3 right to losers. And with that, guys, it's been a pleasure, but we will be saying goodbye to this series as we